Okay, this is a quick. I want to do a single cast here on Ploesti. I didn't get to watch all the games today in the Master League. I saw a bunch of Ploesti games that were great, and I heard there was a good series with Happycat and Quiritz, and I wanted to cast. This is game 2, Happycat versus Quiritz on a Ploesti for Master League. On the left, we have Quiritz going austere. On the right, we have Happycat playing as the Soviet Union. And doctrine choices are Jaeger Inf, Spearhead, Assault Support, which I've never found great, Shock Rifle, Defensive, and Guard Motor. No surprises there. I'm not honestly very familiar with either of these players, but they made it pretty darn far down the brackets, so I wanted to see how well these guys play on this map and see what kind of a game we get. And it looks like right off the bat our player is going to be splitting their forces. Great green cover position there from Happycat. That's looking quite good. Position right on the cutoff. They're going to be doing what seems to be slowly evolving in the meta as a standard start. Players seem to be, on the right side they'll take the south, and on the left side they'll take the north. That seems to be a pattern based on the number of games that I've seen here. Bit of a skirmish in the center here, trying to get up some sandbags from the Axis. MG42 does a great job of pushing off these cons here. Grenadiers are going to get to use some of that green cover. A lot of sandbags coming up. You can tell this is high level play because every chance that these guys get, they're putting up defensive fortifications in order to squeeze out as much performance out of these units as possible. Conscript's getting a good angle here. MG42 is going to have trouble stopping them. Conscript's trying to force down some pios here while taking shots to the front. More cons starting to stack up here, also on green cover. Looks like the Soviet player is starting to get a decent surround on his opponent here. No more Axis units coming in to save the day here. The MG's slowly getting gunned down. Quiritz is in a bit of trouble here. He's holding this line with no real relief. Those piles will be able to do a little bit of damage to the conscripts, but not enough. Even more units flanking around the left side. His main infantry force has to fall back here. And he's going to roll his entire lineup here like a carpet if he doesn't get out now. This could be a quick game if he's not careful. And ultimately, Happycat looking strong here. Taking the map and capping up as much as possible. He'd be smart to come down here and grab this cutoff. That cutoff will take 1, 2, 3, 4 sectors away, including the cutoff, and make 5. He is going to decap the center and try to decap the fuel as well while putting up fortifications. Not quite.
The sector has been cut off.
Looks like a tier 2 here from Quiritz with 2 pioneers. Landmines coming in here from Happycat. Always a good decision. Left side of the map seems quite open. Flame Pile is hoping for someone to occupy the building here, as they are in perfect position to deal with it. A lot of Quiritz infantry coming south. I think he recognizes the northern forces that are here based on what's being decapped, and he's decided to opt for the south. Getting his MG42 set up. Got a very comfortable arc on there. That's very nice. Also utilizing the green cover there. Happycat's ultimately going to be able to fortify the entire right side. Look at this mess. Sandbags. I think there's enough here. Jesus.
Germany now holds the victory point. We claimed it for the fatherland.
Also trying to wire off some of this green cover. Good call. As much as possible. Happycat hasn't yet hit that landmine there. I half expected him to while he was transitioning back to the center of the map.
This is now German territory.
MG42 getting great damage off there. Good suppression, rather.
Additional equipment and tactics. New units are ready to deploy.
He's trying to wire off this entire area. Doesn't quite get it.
Half-track has
Action
arrived.
suddenly popping off around the entirety of the map.
Attempting to steal our sector.
Khan's in a little bit of trouble. They gotta be careful with the Grenadiers there. Falling back to the house. Grenadiers gonna try to hold the center as well. There's no flamethrowers anywhere nearby, although a half-track has popped. And the elite Jaeger infantry. We do have flame projectors
The enemy
cooking
is
here.
taking our
Rifle nade
territory.
goes in. Wipes a model or so. That flame half-track is gonna do some terrible damage.
Enemy forces
Once he gets in
securing our
here.
territory.
Does he have AT grenades? He does. All this green cover is going to become a liability. It looks like Quiritz is spreading out very nicely on the right side of the map, grabbing many different sectors. Flamethrower half-track is ready to rock and roll. First burst doing... Oh my God! Doing disgusting amounts of damage there. Jesus Lord. In the meanwhile, on the right side, Jaeger elite infantry grabbing the cutoff. Very nicely done. Holy shit, man. Flame half-track already on 6 kills.
We are losing the
Landmine in the
sector.
north got hit. Sorry, my dog came in. Had to pause for a minute.
The bunker has been converted to an emergency medical station.
Looks like this flamethrower half-track is going to basically be
Our lines of
fighting
supply are
unopposed
disrupted.
until the anti-tank gun moves up. Happycat has selected defensive tactics. Quiritz has selected Jaeger infantry. Anti-tank, the 45mm gets the first shot, good connection. Second shot misses, but that's alright. Forces off the flame half-track for now. Good cutoff on the right. JLI is waiting in ambush position there on the far right. The unsuspecting conscript. A lot of action kind of all over the map right now.
Our sector.
Khan's trying to hold down the center as best they can. Flamethrowers on flamethrowers there on in the north. Anti-tank gun getting some more shots in on the half-track. Half-track makes it out. Khan's holding their own, but ultimately falls back. That's a wise move there, as long as he has heals. Which he does. Seeing the medics. The underappreciated medics going to work there.
We claimed it for the fatherland.
More repairs going up in the north.
Anti-tank gun has
Shoe
arrived.
mines being popped from the half-track.
Reporting objective captured.
More wire going down. The north is just starting to look like a shit show of green cover. Med packs used there. That's a very underused ability in this game. MG42 on the far left in a solid position. You can still get flanked around these tanks, but that's not so bad for the first unsuspecting unit that comes over there. Flame half-track coming in. That first double burst doing enormous damage there, but gets forced out by the AT gun. Wow. That unit is going to be a menace. Although some relief will be coming in soon from
Enemy forces are securing our
the
territory.
T-70. Gren's holding down the center. MG42 in a great defensive position here from Quiritz in the south.
is taking
JLI is in great position there to get the ambush bonus on unsuspecting engineers. T-70 now laying down some fire on the right side. The south attack stopped. The center attack stopped. The only attack with any gusto here is in the north, but the pack is going to make short work of that T-70 if he's not careful. T-70 is forced to back away here. Conscripts, engineers, and pios getting ready to gear up and go into the center. Con's mostly focusing down Grenz. Ooh, mortar lands right dead center in the middle of that con blob.
We are losing a sector.
Conscripts post up on the center VP. Happycat's really got to get his presence back onto the field here. This T-70 needs to do more damage. The longer it sits, the more that window on its effectiveness closes. Another mortar shot lands right on the green cover there. I think a mortar is a perfectly reasonable choice on this map. T-70 moving north. Quiritz has been sitting on double fuels for quite a long time at this point. Again, double vet cons forced off from the south here.
The enemy is taking our territory.
JLI's get some suppression here. They're going to be forced off as Happycat's struggling to get his first fuel here in a while. Pack misses a long-range shot. That was a little bit scary. That T-70 needs to be careful. Oh, wow. Misses the second shot, too. That was very lucky for Happycat. He did need a little bit of luck here. As the cons move ahead, they are going to run into the half-track and need to be careful there. 45 mil moving up, trying to push off this half-track as much as possible.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Dushka out for Happycat. That's going to help be some very badly needed suppression with all these units on the G43s on the field.
Is attempting to steal our sector.
Cons don't quite get to cap the center of the map. They're going to try to hold their ground as the flame half-track again comes in, doing terrible damage. Happycat trying to cap up the north while all this action is going on in the center. Piles in the center looking like they're in trouble. These cons have been holding their ground.
Enemy is taking our territory.
Flame half-track's just sitting right behind that tank. Cons do end up holding the center. That's kind of a big win there to keep the VP ticker relatively even. AT gun now starting to get some shots in on the flame half-track. Pat gets a shot right down the pipe here in the center. 45 mil doing great damage here. JLI is forced off in the center. Dushka covering the top flank.
We are losing a sector.
Happycat's starting to break out here. This is starting to look a heck of a lot better. He is capping up this point here. And Dushka's going to lay in some suppressive fire on the mortar.
The sector has been cut off.
Grenadiers somehow being suppressed by that Dushka. Lights the mortar. It's a nice pickup. Grenadiers get a great little maneuver through the building there and outflank the Dushka. A lot of healing and repairing needed there. Rifleman goes in, doesn't do a ton of damage, but does hurt the models quite a bit there. The mortar gets recruited, and a Panzer IV is out here for Quiritz. Conscript's going to overwhelm these Grenadiers, especially with another Conscript squad flanking around in the building. Great move there. This lone MG42 still holding the left side. Can't quite get a move in on the cutoff. This Panzer IV is going to cause all kinds of problems. Happycat really doesn't have the anti-tank that he needs to be able to deal with this. The 45 mil, not going to be an ideal unit to deal with that. We'll scare off the P4 for now. think he wants to get a lot more support involved here, and then he can push up with his tanks. Quiritz managing to recap the VP on the left side. MG42 on the Panzer IV. A lot more healing and repairing needed before Quiritz feels comfortable coming onto the map. Pack's trying to clear some of this debris, and he is succeeding in that effort. Panzer IV peeking his head around. Gives a great shot off on the T-70, which has to fall back. This looks like he's going to be a little bit careful with his Panzer IV. He's not sure what Happycat has in store for him behind the line here. Panzer IV takes his first 45 mil shot. 18-8 might be coming in here. Yes, he did get it off in time. Flame half-track. Everything's popping off in the center. Jesus, Flame half-track gets a huge burst off. JLI's in trouble here in the south. JLI's need to go home. The tank, the pipe's starting to get destroyed here in the center from the armor. And that is going to open this up significantly. Remember, medium armor can destroy these pipes. Heavy crush is not required to open up this map. A second 45 mil seems to have appeared and is getting shots in on the Panzer IV. Dushka trying to force off the pack here. Some more units moving in south, wisely so, trying to grab some more sectors. And a T-34-76 is in the hopper for Happycat. He, of course, has Tier 4 up. Only Tier 3 here for the Axis so far. MG42 suppressing the cons. He already knew there was an MG down there. He didn't have any follow-up. Oh, wow. 45 mils doing a ton of damage to this Panzer IV. Every shot penetrating on that Panzer IV. Wow, I've never seen 45 mils pen that much on a P4. Looks like T-70's had enough of the shenanigans from the MG down here. Gonna force him home. In the meantime, more action in the north as Quiritz is capping this up. This MG42 is actually in a bit of trouble. He could get wiped here if this last shot connects. It does not. How are we doing, Sonny? Looks like Quiritz is cut off Happy from the north, and Happy has cut Quiritz off from the south. A little bit of a switcheroo here as the capping is underway from the AT guns. T-34 has appeared on the right, gonna force off a lot of imp there. Where's that Panzer IV? Yeah, he's still being healed, fair enough. A lot of infantry from Happycat. Happycat is spread out over the entire stretch of the map right now, trying to cap and contest. 7-man cons against some Grens. Oh, this is about to explode into chaos here. T-70 and T-34 are going to tag team. Dushka getting pushed up by the Flame half-track. Cons are in the center trying to hold. 45 mils trying to reposition. Grens have to go home there. Dushka forced home. In the north, they're still duking it out over green cover. Bit of an inconclusive fight there. All the armor is going home for the Allies. I really wish this didn't cover up their icon. But it does. Looks like enough will come up here to force this Gren home. 18A goes in on the flame track. Panzer IV is back to full health. Oh, he's trying to wipe this Gren here. Will he get it? Oh, he almost hit that mine. Oh my god. Oh no, that is his own mine. Everything getting repaired and healed in the base, including the 45 mils. 7-man cons looking for some damage. Dushka getting set up. Incendiary rounds coming in from the MG42. The rest of the pipes in the set are getting cleared out by this Panzer IV. Mortar's coming in. He's got to be a little bit careful there. Flame half-track's going to move north. Unopposed for the moment. South side of the map looks like the players have abandoned for the time being here. T-34 looking for some shots on the P4. Gets a good shot in there. 45's turning to help out. Gets another shot. One pens, one does not. Two more shots pen. How are we doing, Ukrainian? MG42 getting a lot of suppression and cons contesting the north. More units trying to come in from the south here. Big clash about to happen here. Cons in the center in trouble because of suppression. Back getting damage in on the T-70. T-70's got to go home. 45 mil in trouble as well. Fighting going on in the very north. He has not seen that triple vet conscript go down. Panzer IV moves in. Flanking maneuver might come in from the north here. Second con might go down. Jesus. Not quite. Quiritz putting pressure on Happycat. A fuel in the south is uncapped by either player. Very interesting here. T-34 gonna put down more fire on these Grens and very likely force him home. Unless he's trying to stop the ones in the north. Yep, he is. Panzer IV coming up to contest. More action in the south as capping is underway. T-70 taking huge hits from the pack gun here. Pack's forced back by the cons. MG42 covering while Panzer IV is pulling down fire. Katusha out for Happycat here. That could be huge. Capping in the south here, some Minesweeper Pios. First barrage coming in here. Oh, okay, there's a couple of models down. Not that bad. Quiritz pretty much came out with that in the positives, I'd say. Oh, a second Panzer IV here from Quiritz. The south is getting capped up by Quiritz, wisely so, as it is uncontested by Happycat. All spread out across the north here. Both of these players are very intent on holding the center of the south. It's not attracted their attention very much this game. Flame half-track coming in. Getting a good burst in. The 45s are there to answer in kind. 7-man cons trying to force off the Grenadiers in the north. Armor forces are rolling north here as well. Kind of missing wildly here. 45s are turning to get into position. Looking for a wipe on these conscripts. This could be big. Oh, one Panzer IV takes two models out there. Pretty spread. Happycat looking to answer him, but the pack in the center and the P4s are just too much for the T-34. Stuka close air support coming in from the Axis. Gotta get his armor back, especially that Katusha. He cannot get caught in the crossfire there. That will ultimately deny the north to Happycat. Let's get MG42 trading shots here in the center. Stuka's patrolling across the skies here. Not letting anyone get anywhere free of charge. Katusha shots coming down on these support weapons. 7-man cons running in. Going balls deep. Whoa! Tanker goes off. Cons are forced off by Panzer IV fire. 45 still enough of a threat here to keep the Panzer IVs in check. T-34 getting damage done with the coax. Happycat is cut off from his northern fuel now. That's going to be a problem. And the Dushka's in big trouble as the flame half-track lays down a burst of napalm there. Ooh! 45s get a very nice shot through the hedgerow gap here. That was sick. And T-34 picks off the flame half-track. That's a big win. That has been a thorn in Happycat's side this game. Looks like more artillery coming down from Happycat. Some new stuff from Happycat in tank Overwatch. As long as he can get line of sight, those Panzer IV should be taking an enormous amount of damage, but he doesn't have any at the moment. They're inside the bubble, but they don't have line of sight. That's going to allow Quiritz kind of free reign here. The T-70's got to get line of sight. Line of sight is now established. P4 is going to be forced off for the moment. That was a crazy arty trade there. Wow. Blob much? Dishka pointing north. M45 mils also. Mortar's going to take advantage of the blobbing that we saw earlier. Happycat finally spreading out. This is what they need to be doing more. They've got to spread out and take advantage of some of these wider areas. There's still VPs on the side. There's still cutoffs. No reason to be clumping in the center as much as we've seen so far. Another T-34 is cooking, and the Panzer IVs are rolling again north, while infantry come down to contest south. All right, this is going to get a little bit hard to cast given the spread here, but we'll do our best. Panzer IVs are going to contend the T-34. He's looking for a kill up here because T-34 is capping and the 45 mils are out of position. T-34 is forced to back up. 45 mils are not in position either. They need to rotate, but the Grens are going to deny this. The spread is working out to Kuritz's advantage. Wow, he saves his T-34, but the 45s are in trouble. Dushka setting up, trying to cover the 45 mils. He does not want to lose the vet on that thing. They changed direction, looking for shots on the P4 despite their low health. Cons are right in the middle of it. More artillery coming in. That's light artillery from Quiritz. They're just popping off here in the center. T-70's also contesting the south in the meantime. A lot of Allied forces forced off as T-34 and the 45s are trying to hold the line against the Panzer IV. 145 has been cleared here in an inconclusive battle on the left, south, as the T-70 is being used for line of sight. Whoop, this tank got destroyed. Apparently, 45 is letting in enough fire to keep the Panzer IVs honest here. Another Stuka barrage. This one could do a lot of damage. Or, Katusha, rather. Wiping a few models here and there. There's a wipe on the pack. Quiritz continuing to take damage here from the Katusha. More artillery called in. Anti-tank Overwatch coming down on the Panzer IVs. T-34 gets a sick wipe on a Panzer IV, and his brother is forced off. T-34 does take a Faust there. The south has remained empty. It looks like they bloodied each other and had to fall back. T-34 in dire straits in the center, but he is going to get home. That AT Overwatch doing just enough damage to finish off a Panzer IV with the help of the T-34. Tanks rushing in, looking to wipe a pack yet again. T-34 with no remorse here. Trying to focus down, I guess, the pack there. He's switching targets quite a bit. He does get the pack. He could destroy the pack if he stopped. Fires a shot, but did not finish that pack. That probably was a mistake there. Quiritz ultimately, I think, looking better simply because he has had more resources. He's had 2 fuels for the majority of those engagements that we just witnessed. And speak of the devil, the resource-heavy Panther Panzer on the field for Quiritz. Happycat trying to get the rest of his stuff repaired, including his AT guns, which are going to be badly needed. Although 45s, I think, are a little bit outdated here against the armor of the Panther.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
I think ram from the T-34s and trying to clear some of this debris around this blocker here. Sight blocker and movement blocker. Panzer IV has stirred up the T-34s. T-34s coming in looking for blood, firing in on the Panzer IV. Mostly missed shots here, and the Panther has found his dinner. 45 mils line up against the Panzer IV, or the Panther. Shot blockers preventing him. Shot blocker here. 45 mils are still getting shots in, though. Panther does not mind those too much. More of a tickle, really. 45 mils showing their age here against the Panther. JLI is cloak capping the center. That was very nice. Getting around the Dushka right just in time. He's going to maintain that cap. That was an outstanding move there from Quiritz. He's also managed to cap up the entirety of the south, and he's got map domination in essence here. Happycat having trouble branching out. He's really got to contest more of the map if he wants to be able to win this. Katusha firing into the center, presumably. Mostly a devoid area there. Mostly a blind shot at the pack there, hoping for more units. Trip that MG42 holding down the center. Dushka returning fire on some Grens there. 2 Dushkas out at this point. Quiritz looking like he's starting to take this game over here. Not in terms of unit composition, but certainly in terms of map control. Looks like another AT gun has popped here. Okay, a proper 76 mil here from the Allies, which is going to be desperately needed against all this armor. That mortar continuing to do damage. How many kills? 5 kills, but look at the XP. It's already trip vet. 45 is trying to push off that Panther. And in doing so, anti-tank overwatch is available from Happycat here. 32 minutes into the game, and this one is still very much up in the air here. JLI is getting absolutely shredded. Happycat is determined not to send units south, although that would spread out the Axis forces a lot more, which would work to his advantage. Ooh, T-34 doing a ton of damage here. Panzer IV is coming from the north. Great flanking maneuver. The T-70's in big trouble, trying to back up. This wall of anti-tank firepower is enough to force off the Panther there. Panzer IV still sitting in a good spot there. Katusha barrage coming in somewhere. It looks like he's trying to remove this MG42 here in the center. Oh wow, that thing is getting awful lucky. That was a brave stand, I would say. Here we go, Happycat at least grabbing some of the sectors that are slightly further down. I think he's a little bit worried about getting overrun here. He's guarding his Katusha as best he can. He's really got to spread out, though, and grab some of these points in the south. They're awful close to his base, and he's basically allowing Quiritz to sit on double fuel for far too long. Doing a good job otherwise, though, with everything being preserved here. T-34 is doing a lot of damage to those coax. Pack is going to force off the T-34 here a bit. Axis armor looking to move up a little bit and get involved here. Dushka in the north is fighting off a Panzer IV. Artillery coming in. That is the AT Overwatch, and all of the Allied armor is going to move out. This is another reason that the Allies need to spread out. They can't sit over here because the aircraft are going to tear them to pieces. Dushka gets destroyed by the Panzer IV here. Happycat losing his grip a little bit on this game. Quiritz wisely flanking from the south. Panzerwerfer coming in on the Dushka. Whoa! Because Quiritz had line of sight, he did massive damage there. The planes aren't gone yet. And everything's got to back up. Panzer IV is still sitting on the fuel in the north, not intent on giving that up yet. And the Khan's ultimately driven home. Quiritz really needs to think about spreading south. He's got a building down there that can be used as a defensive position. He's got fuels and munis and VIPs. Oh! A wipe goes in on the Grens retreating. Oh, wow. Okay, that Katusha barrage paid off. Panther coming in hot. Not sure what he's looking to get here. A ram coming in from the T-34, responding in kind. He gets the ram. And the anti-tank Overwatch coming down on the Panther. This Panther in big trouble. This anti-tank round smashing into the armor of the Panther. Oh, and he gets destroyed. And the T-34 goes down in kind. Very nice move from Happycat there. He wanted the T-70. He saw its low health. He had a T-34, 76 to sacrifice to keep it alive. And that ultimately paid off. T-34 for a Panther, I'll make that trade any day. But Happycat's really not looking good here. The VIPs are relatively even, but Quiritz has been sitting on the entirety of the map, munis and fuel, for too long, and I think that might end up killing him. Panzerwerfer coming down, targeting the old position of the AT guns there. Su-85 on the field now, forcing off the Panzer IV. Both sides need to lick their wounds after that one. And instead of getting a Panther, it looks like another Panzer IV from Happycat.
The enemy is taking our territory. We are losing a sector.
Pat gun doing a ton of damage against this SU. Looks like he's on slow fire mode here. Happycat continuing to ignore the south side of the map. The fact that he's ignoring the south side and he's not trying to spread his opponent at all, that might lose him the game. Artillery coming in here from Quiritz. That's light artillery barrage. Mostly focused on the MG. He'd love to get a triple cap. But with Happycat's units clumped as they are, I don't see that happening. Panzer IV moving into the base almost. Trying to get some line of sight here, but ultimately backs up. I mean, the impetus to be aggressive and bring the battle to his opponent is entirely on Happycat at this point. And he is playing about as defensive as you can play on this map. Sitting on the far right side, just barely enough forces to grab the VIP. Can't even manage to grab on munitions at this point. MG42 is setting up in the center here. Happycat setting his forces up. We're going to get some kills here on the Panzer IV. Panzerwerfer counter-firing, likely on these AT guns. This could do huge damage. No, he opts for the MG in the center. And gets the wipe. Pat continuing to fire on this Su-85. Another Panzer IV flanking in from the south. Trip that T-34 there to meet him. AT guns in the center getting awful low. T-70 gets picked off by a Panzer IV. Su-85 missing. It's all popping off in the center now. T-34 senses a kill here with the Panzer IV. Does get one more penetrated shot. He wants to go for it. He is. He's going to try to reach out and kill this. Doesn't penetrate there. The Panzerwerfer is kind of out in the open too. Panzerwerfer goes down. And it looks like Happycat is very happy. Oh! With that kill, but ultimately gets picked off by I don't know what. Katusha comes in. Might wipe this triple vet MG42. Does not want to lose that. I think he will though. Yes, he does. That goes down. Wow. Jesus Christ, this game's been anarchy. More artillery being fired in here from Quiritz. Into the center. He didn't lose his Panzer IVs. That Panzerwerfer loss is kind of big, but loses his MG. AT gun trying to finish off that MG42. Happycat is starting to break out in the map a little bit. MG42 gets picked up yet again. But this is the time where Happycat could cap up the south with a minesweeper. He'd be able to cap half of that at least before Quiritz got to respond, but he just doesn't seem interested in the south. Everything he needs is in the south, and he's just decided not to go there. MG42 does get picked up by the AT gun there. Another T-34 cooking. And the mortar doing so much damage, up to 12 kills, and he was triple vet a long time ago. I think this mortar's been doing a lot of damage too.
artillery barrage at your command.
And given where the mortar is, if you could just get a conscript up here, pop through, you can wipe that and pop through and then run home. But he's been very busy trying to maintain his current position. Barrage going into the JLIs, already coming in yet again from Quiritz. Light arty barrage could be trouble for this low health AT gun. Oh! Stray shot picks off the AT gun crews. That AT gun looks like it's also going to get destroyed here by the Panzer IV, if nothing else. T-34 comes out, taking a lot of AT shots here. The pack at triple vet now, very scary anti-tank capabilities. Katusha fires from home base. Getting a couple model wipes there. That pack could be in trouble. You really don't want to lose a triple vet pack, and it does go down. That's a big pickup for Happycat. Triple vet packs are very scary. This T-34 moving up without any health. Okay, yeah, you might want to back up a little bit there.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Creative name. How you doing, man? MG42 against Maxim here facing off. Panzer IV driving into a very deep trench indeed. Trying to prevent a decap here, but Quiritz keeping the pressure on VPs very wisely, grabbing the northern VIP. Again, Happycat not spreading his opponent out much here. Su-85 very likely with his max sight range here. Yeah, Creative, this is one of the Master League games. I heard these guys had a very good set on this map. I'm watching game 2 of the set. I figured I'd just cast one of these before the weekend ends here. I know this got casted by somebody else. I don't recall who, though. I would like to give them credit, but I looked on Twitch. I couldn't find them. Piles in the north here. Tripvet, got to be a little bit careful here. Su-85 doing great damage, but the pack is there to respond. Katusha firing yet again. Trying to wipe this pack. Ooh, gets a ton of model wipes right there. Reds ultimately make it home. JLIs move up, and they are going to grab the Maxim. That's probably a good idea considering this is turning into a VIP holding game. The fact that Happycat's not going south to try to contest those areas means he can just focus center and pretty much just win through attrition here. Happycat is going to be able to grab that VP in the north. Another Panther's cooking here. Su-85 pops double vet. 75 mil doing damage to the Panzer IV. Su-85 in some trouble here. Caught out in the middle from this pack. Pack whiffs the second shot. T-34 in trouble here. He's got to get out of there. This gun's the only thing keeping him safe at the moment. Su-85 is going to get a shot off. This should get one more shot as well. Gets the kill on a greedy P4. That was a nice pickup. Wipes the center VIP. He's going to at least stop the bleed for now. Down to 28 VPs. Katusha firing yet another barrage in. Should wipe that MG. He does. Light arty barrage being answered here with Quiritz firing in the center. Another Panther just appeared onto the field with a very vulnerable T-34 in the center south. Too many repairs needed here. I think Happycat has been outmaneuvered in terms of armor health here. All this Panther needs to do is come in to wipe all these units, and here he comes. Missing the first shot. Oh, that wonderful backup. Funky bug there. Second shot misses at basically point-blank range. Pack does manage to get a shot in. Oh, this Panther is not connecting. There it goes. T-34 destroyed as the Panther needs to back up with a bad engine. There's enough. Jesus, this is very bad for Happycat. Triple cap down to 10 VPs, and I do believe that is the end of the game as Happycat taps out. That was a pretty sick game. I wish I had seen Happycat come down here. Totally uncontested area. He did have minesweepers, so that was sort of a free option. Maybe not in the very late game because he was repairing so much, but there were plenty of opportunities to do that. Quiritz keeping double fuels and couple double munis for a lot of that game. Just sort of kept on top of him. Some good maneuvers in the north, certainly, and well played by both players. That was from the Master League for Company Heroes 2. And if you guys are interested, you should go over to the Patreon for the Master League and support that effort to keep tournaments coming. That effort basically makes it so we have one very good tournament every 2 months indefinitely. Quiritz and Happycat, well played, and that's that. I don't know if anybody in chat has any more questions, but my plan was to basically cast that game. I thought I'd stream it. If anyone was interested, then I was going to just call it a day and post that on YouTube. I think this will tell some of the story here too. They're pretty darn close, actually, to be fair. Seems like whenever Quiritz lost a vehicle, he could almost immediately replace it, and a big part of that was because he had fuel for so very long. The guys who contest wide on that map do better, from what I've seen. But a great game nonetheless. About a 45-minute game. Very good. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Who can we raid here? Boar Badger's playing. Let's raid that guy. He's on Crossroads anyways. Cheers, guys. Thank you for watching. Till next time.